Welcome to the Guppy Garage. So this is the third time filming this now because the first time I didn't hit record, the second time our SD card was full. So now this is the third time. So welcome back to the Guppy Garage. I am Peter, aka the Guppy Guru, and this is my fiance Courtney Ray. Hi. So she's joining us today because we're going to be answering questions from Aquatic Monkey Business, who is I would say the biggest fans we have for sure.
They're on Instagram, they're just a cute little family in California that have 4 little girls that just love fish keeping, and so they've been asking Peter a lot of questions, and they finally gave us a whole list of questions. Yeah.
Well, they gave it to us like 2 months ago, and we've just been so busy, you know, end of year, Christmas, first of the year, all that stuff is crazy with my work. So this is like the first time we were able to like sit down, and now it's 48 minutes of filming. So I'm glad we had an extra time today to do this because I keep messing it up. And now the battery's dying. So hopefully we can get through this before the battery dies. So first question here is what is our oldest tank? So our oldest tank is the 45 tall. We got it in June of 2019. Yeah. And we got fish just a little bit after, at like the 26th, I think, was when we put fish into it. Yeah.
And then maybe like 3 days later, we got the 10-gallon with Francois in it. And what kind of beta is he?
He's a mustard gas.
Mustard gas. And he has these huge fins that are just the bougiest fish. Yeah. He loves to take naps. So he's very interesting to watch.
Super lazy.
Yes.
He loves his food though. He'll come up every time for food. Yeah. Even though he's not hungry, he'll still want to eat food. Yeah. So don't overfeed your bettas because they'll ask you to. Why did I start keeping fish? So a couple different reasons why I started keeping fish. First of all was I've been watching YouTube videos of fish keepers and aquascapers for like 2-3 years now. And Courtney was like, okay, quit talking about it. Just go get a fish tank.
Let's just do it already.
Let's just do this. Like you've been looking at them. You just need to buy one already. So
little did I know that buying one would turn into like a whole
31.
Yeah, whole obsession hobby. So now we have 31.
Yeah, but it's like also a big stress relief for me. It's like my way of doing a new style of art.
Yeah, he aquascapes a lot of them, and
very relaxing.
He first got the 45, he was changing the aquascape literally daily, so it's a huge way for him to like do a creative release, but also just a release from day-to-day stuff, and it's been really good for you. Yeah, and I mean the 45 went from like all plastic plants to like all live plants. Yeah. So it's that typical, you know, first-time aquarist like fear that you have to start with plastic because you're afraid to kill everything that you put in there. So when did I start keeping fish was June of 2019, so I've only been in it 9 months, but a couple of years of research before I even started, so that was kind of good. And a lot of research during.
Oh, a ton of research during. Yeah, I've bought books and watched every video and read articles and forums and all sorts of stuff, so I try to do as much research as I can before I get into something. Because I don't want to kill a live animal if I don't have to. Do I feed live worms? I did feed live Walter worms for a long time.
Kind of glad they're gone.
Yeah, she really didn't like the smell of them because it was the oatmeal yeast that you have to put together so they can feed. But I accidentally closed the holes on those. I put something on top and it closed them. So they suffocated in there and died. But we do feed a lot of frozen bloodworms and frozen brine, and I do hatch baby brine here, so we have a lot of like live food still going on in here. Number 5, are all bettas on the betta rack going to have a plant or something in the tub with them? They all currently do have a plant, either guppy grass, java fern, anubias, and if you hear the dog whining, it's fine, it's our dog, he does that. So we have all those in there. So there are live plants in there, and then we've got Indian almond leaves in the bottom.
Bucket.
Yeah, in the filter system. Yeah. So there's a lot of like live bacteria and stuff that is going through there, keeping them healthy. 6. When can you sex a betta fish? So it's kind of hard to sex betta fish until they reach the age when they're breeding ready. So females will get like a white dot on their stomach, and it's kind of hard to tell if you have like a lighter color fish, like a cellophane or something.
The dot is right between their
lower
fins.
Yeah, so you'll be able to see it because it is pretty prominent if it's a darker colored fish, but on a lighter colored fish, it's really hard to tell. But you can also tell based on the aggression of males, females. So usually if a fish is aggressive, it's most likely a male. So you're going to want to pull them away from the females. But it's hard to tell. But usually you can tell based on that white spot, and the aggression usually gives you kind of a tall tail sign too. Number 7, how many bettas do you currently own? So we currently own 4 pet bettas.
4 pet bettas.
We have 65 of them for sale right now.
Yes. So that was kind of a surprising and like a good mistake. It was just a surprising mistake. When we got the 2 bettas, and they bred right away.
Within, I think, 2 days, I think it was.
And yeah, and we were like, well, we're new fish keepers. Maybe we'll get like 10 out of it. Like, most of them will probably die. And then now we have like 65. So that was a happy incident.
Yeah, and they're all available to purchase through saltcityaquatics.com, and I'll put the link down below. And it's kind of cool because every picture you've taken is the fish that you're going to purchase. So every picture has a specific item number on our end. So if you pick number 17, we'll ship you number 17.
They have changed a little bit though, because they are still growing up. They shed colors really quickly. So within 2 days, they're kind of a different color.
Because they're a koi type.
So one day they're like all black, and then the next day or 3 days later, they are spotted with colors. Yeah. So it's been cool to watch. I like that one.
So those have been really fun. Let's see. Number 8, does your fish tank love take over your home? It did for a really long time until the garage kind of...
So that's what brought the Guppy garage to come to be.
She said I could have the garage. I don't think she expected me to actually take over the garage.
We had about 5 or 6 tanks in like our living space, living room, dining room, kitchen, and it was just getting to the point where I felt like I was living in an aquarium, and
which isn't a bad thing for me,
but for our living space, it just wasn't like sanitary. I felt like there was a lot of like fish water everywhere, and
it was hard for me to maintain too, because like we had 3 tanks in our bedroom. We had 2 in the dining room, 1 in the living room, 1 in the kitchen. So they were just spread all over the place. So it was a lot of like walking around with buckets and like tubs of water, because I hadn't done any like systems really at that point. So
I finally was like, you get the garage. Take the garage. And, you know, I thought it was just going to be 1 rack, but, you know, he's expanded.
It's a lot more than she was expecting. And I was even expecting, but I enjoy doing it. So I just keep... I think I'm at full capacity now.
Yes, I would say.
So I don't think there's going to be too many more tanks coming in anytime soon. Number 9, does your fiance let you have fish in your bedroom?
Let you have fish.
She does.
Yes, we have 2 fish tanks. We have the puffer fish, and we have the shrimp tank. Those are my 2 favorite to watch. We get to like lay in bed and just watch them under the TV. So if we don't want to watch TV, we get to watch the fish, and it's just really relaxing to have them in there.
It's kind of nice too, and it's like super dark in the winter. Like the tank turns on the timer, so we can like wake up with the fish, which is kind of cool.
And you get to like watch them just zoom around. And so
they're really active in the mornings, so that's really a nice thing to have in the bedroom. What is the rarest, most expensive guppy you own? So it's always hard to like price or say that a guppy's rare. There's a lot of like YouTubers and stuff that say like world's rarest guppies or whatever, like purchased rarest guppies, breeding rarest guppies.
But it's also hard too because you get such good deals at auctions.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not part of the guppy like forums, or like I'm part of the Utah Fancy Guppy Association and the IFGA, like if you're not part of that, you go into a fish store and you see the most expensive guppy on their shelf, that's the rarest one in your mind. Yeah. So it kind of just depends on, I think, more or less what you're attracted to.
I don't think any of our guppies, besides maybe the Dumbos, would be in local fish stores.
Yeah,
like the
I
jelly.
mean, well, you can get like the green cobras.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that aren't very common. It's because they're all from local people.
Like your jelly bean
guppies or glass
bean
bellies. The gold top swords are from a local breeder. Opa's.
So I would
Fish
say those are
Ranch.
rare. I don't
they're
know
rare.
how to rank it rarest.
Yeah, it's just hard because I have them and I've seen them, but I know a lot of people haven't. So it's kind of one of those. I think if you're attracted to a fish and you want to buy it, I think that's the value to you. I don't really think that a rare should make an opinion on if you should buy a fish or not. So, why Guppy Guru? Well, when we bought the first tank, the 45 tall, I got 3 Dumbo mosaics.
And those were like his favorite fish.
Yeah.
They'd always come up to the
The Three Stooges.
the tank, and they were just really interactive. We still have 2 of them, right?
Yeah, we have, I think, Larry and Mo, but Curly died on us.
So that was his favorite fish, and he really liked interacting with the guppies. And then he started doing research and realizing that, like, there's a lot of variety of guppies. So that's always, I mean, from my point of view, that's what you...
Yeah, it's like if you want, you want a red fish? Okay, get a guppy. Oh, you want a purple fish? Get a guppy.
Yeah.
Like, you want a goldfish? Guppy.
Yeah.
Blue fish? Guppy. Like, it's... You can hit everyone's color. You can hit, you can add them in almost any tank as long as the other fish are community-based fish. It's just really, they're a peaceful fish too, which I really like. They'll eat their own babies, of course, but what fish won't? But like other than that, they're extremely peaceful. So that's another reason. I don't have like any cichlids or any of that stuff. I don't like the aggressive fish per se. The most aggressive fish I think we have is our wild betta.
Yeah.
But other than that, we don't really have any aggressive fish, and I like that. I like the peacefulness of my fish tanks.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice building something and then having it just stay the way I built it. So I hear all these people aquascaping these beautiful tanks, and they throw a bunch of cichlids in, and then they just destroy it. It's like, that sucks. So
that's the reason for the guppy. And the guru part,
I just stumbled upon it on, I was like hashtag searching and stuff while I was up in Washington State for some family stuff, and just came across the name, and I just
came over and was like, I'm going to be the Guppy Guru. It's not on Instagram, it's not on YouTube, I'm going to be it. I was like, great.
Yeah, so
I don't know what that means, but great.
So
and
in
here
August,
we are today.
I think it was August like 8th or 6th or something. I like started the accounts for Guppy Guru, and it's kind of gone from there. So, why bettas? I think number 12 is why bettas. I think we kind of went over that a little bit, kind of just the kind of a happy mistake in a way.
Yeah.
But we also really I enjoy the koi type or the plakat type betta because they're a shorter fin. They're really fast. They're very energized, which is a lot different than the fancy type. Yeah,
at least the betta that I picked up in San Francisco, I was just walking around the store and I couldn't leave without it.
Yeah, she told me I couldn't buy any fish from Ocean Aquarium in San Francisco, but then I turn around after talking to the owner and she's holding a fish in her hands.
I didn't want to like go through the process of like bringing fish home, and then all of a sudden I found a fish that I couldn't.
We carried a fish through security, so
that's a possibility. You can take fish through security.
Yeah, they just have to make sure that it's a living thing inside of the water. So.
Yeah.
But I was expecting to buy fish, and then she ended up buying one. So, and he had some really cool fish there that I wanted, but I didn't end up getting any. So, number 13. How much time do you spend with your fish tanks? I honestly don't know how much time I spend with them because I kind of zone out when I'm in here. Sometimes I'll be in here for like 3 or 4 hours and not know it.
I would say on average probably like 10 hours a week, but it's really like your creative space, like.
Well, it depends too. Like.
Yeah, some days like he really has to clean a tank, or like it varies on the week. But
I think yesterday, I think I spent like 6 hours in here because I did a ton of organizing and stuff.
Yeah, so, but most of the time he's in here like taking pictures or creating new content for the YouTube channel or aquascaping. So most of the time it's more creative thinking than it is like fish upkeep. Maybe like 2 or 3 hours of that is fish upkeep, and
yeah, if not less sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even do anything. I just sit here and watch the fish for an hour and a half.
yeah.
So just listen to music or whatever. So turn all the lights off and just have just the tank lights on. It's one of my favorite things. Number 14 is, do you get in trouble for spending too much time/money with your fish tanks?
Love these girls. They're like, are you allowed?
Yeah.
Do you get in trouble?
Yes, yes, I do, yes.
In the beginning when he was very obsessive about fish, and I felt like it was a lot of time.
Yeah, when I first got him, I was spending like, I'd come in here at 5 o'clock when I got home from work, and I would be in here till like 11:30, 12.
Yeah, our friends would joke like, "Oh, are you guys even still engaged? Like you lost your fiance to fish."
Or they'd come over to hang out with us, and I'd be in the garage. Like,
so it was just something that he was so excited about, and I didn't want to like dim that fire that he had. But
she's also been extremely supportive through the whole thing. Like,
yeah,
she's like helped rein me back into like figure out what I really enjoy too, because I feel like I was going at a pace that I could have like gone from guppies all the way up to like monster fish and had like a 300-gallon tank in the garage.
Yeah.
But she like kind of pulled me back and was like, what do you enjoy?
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of one of those good things in a way.
Yeah.
So, and she's also put me on budgets.
So it's not getting in trouble. It's more about like checking in and seeing if he's dreaming too big or if he's like thinking about it rationally, about like how much money he would be spending or like how much time he would be putting into it, or if we went out of town, who's going to take care of a 300-gallon tank. That gets really out of hand quickly, and so if we have smaller tanks where we can put auto feeders and our friends can just come over and make sure that they're all alive or that nothing has really happened here, it's a lot more manageable.
It definitely is, and I've made it I think as easy as I possibly could.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, it's very simple. I do travel a lot, so like having it to where anyone can really come in is really nice.
Yeah.
So like Trent Weldon over at Well Done Aquatics, he just rebranded his whole channel. So go over and check him out. He's one of my great friends here in Salt Lake, and he said he'd come over and watch fish. And then we've got my partner at Salt City Aquatics. He comes down, and then just a few of our friends will stay over and watch our dogs and the fish and stuff too. So I don't get in trouble. I get reprimanded.
No, that's even worse. I feel like it's just
a stern talking to.
Chastise. No, it's like I'm just checking in with you, trying to get what you really want.
Yeah.
Because
or grounding. Not sit in a corner grounding, but like grounding me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. We're off that now. So let's see. Number 15. Do you feed your fish veggies? If so, what veggies and how do you feed them?
Do a lot of green beans, like canned green beans.
Yeah, the French style. You want the ones that are French style. It doesn't matter if they're low sodium or anything. Non-GMO, of course, is better because you're not putting any chemicals into your tanks. Or organic is really good too, because same scenario.
We do like shavings of carrots if we had dinner and we have extra.
We do cucumber. We do zucchini.
Spinach.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. Pretty much you can put, just like kind of Google it, look through some forums and stuff and see what ones are fish appropriate. Like I've read that some people put jalapenos in there, but I don't know like if that's good. So I don't want to risk that, but I know some people go kind of all crazy with their vegetables that they put in, but we keep it simple. It's easy to throw a couple green beans in a tank that the pleco's in or something. So. And
the Pototamus really love it. Yeah. They attack the green beans.
Yeah, we have a lot of bristlenose. We have a big one in here, just a common pleco, and he loves the green beans. The ram's horn snails love them. So there's a lot of things that like them, and so we throw them in almost every tank. We probably do it, I do it 3 times a week.
Yeah.
3 to 4 times a week. So I feed it pretty regularly, the vegetables. So, and then with like the cucumbers, you just want to weight it some way to get it down to the bottom.
Yeah, like
you can put like there's those cucumber screws, or you can put like a stainless steel fork in it. Just throw it to the bottom. I use stainless steel chopsticks, and I'll fork them through and then stick them to the bottom. those are kind of nice because you can kind of stick them into the ground.
Yeah.
So that works really well. Sorry, it just paused. So number 16 is also they want to see your favorite tank. So our favorite tank, I think we both have different ones, but I don't know, what's your favorite one?
I like the one in my office. It's like heavily planted, and there's just like a lot of greenery and a lot of pink plants, and just it looks just really. I like the way we aquascaped it.
And I let her do most of it. I did step in a lot, and she told me to step back a couple times because I was taking over. But I was trying to help. So.
Then.
And do you know what fish you have in your fish tank?
I have a Pandagara. I have the Hillstream loaches. I've got some shrimp, like just cherry shrimp.
I also have a mono shrimp.
I was trying to figure out that word. So a mono shrimp. And then we have Fuma, the betta. And
that's the rainbow endlers that we just put in.
Oh, yeah.
And then you've got the...
And then I have one Pocotomus.
Yeah, the long fin bristlenose. Yeah. So quite a good array of fish in a 30-gallon tank.
Yeah. But with all of the greenery and all of the plants, they get to like hide from each other. Yeah. So
it's really dense.
Yeah.
So
we'll put a picture up.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tank. I love that
But
tank.
besides that one, I really like the puffer, the pea puffer tank in our room. I think it's just fun to watch them. Like they go through the African, what's that?
Amazon sword.
Amazon sword. They go through that Amazon sword, and it's just fun to like watch them chase each other around.
And the kabamba is the other plant.
Oh.
So they're really funny little fish.
Yeah. But I like the way that one's aquascaped, but I also like watching those fish.
I think your office tank and the 75 behind us here are probably my two favorites. But then there's like my favorite fish is in this one, but I think the 75 I really just enjoy because it's so simple and natural.
Yeah.
And it's like a statement piece in the fish room here. Like you walk in and like that's the biggest tank in here, and you really notice it. So I think that's kind of why I like the 75 the most. But your tank is gorgeous. It's the only one we have CO2 on as well, so it's got a lot of plants. Yeah. Number 17, explain why you choose the filters you have.
That's a good question.
Yes, we have a couple different filters. We mostly run the dual sponges you can get off just Amazon, and I'll put the link to the Amazon affiliate down below. But it's just the dual filter, just runs through air. But I run like 12 tanks off of one air pump, so I get quite a lot of versatility out of them because they're smaller. They suction cup to the back. They're nice because you can pull off the sponge instead of having to pull the whole thing out. You can just pull off the little sponges and clean them. Or if I want to take one off and put it into another tank to like cycle that tank quicker, I've got that as an option. So there's a lot of really good benefits to that. I'm running a couple Aquarium Co-op sponges right now, so we're going to try those out and see kind of how they stand up. And then I'll let you guys know on that. But as of right now, they're doing great too. The one thing I don't like about the ones from China or the ones you get off Amazon is that they are a pretty like fine sponge. So that once they get clogged up, they really get clogged up. So they clean them about once every 2 weeks. And depending on the tank too, there's sometimes they have more bioloads. You have to clean them out a lot more. So that's pretty much what I use in most of them. We have a couple of hang-on backs, like an Aqua Clear 110 in this tank. And then I think we have a Penguin 350 on the 45 tall.
Yeah.
And I have mixed reviews on the Penguin. We've had to change the impeller twice.
Gets pretty loud.
Yeah. So that one's kind of hit or miss with me, but the Aqua Clear has been incredible since day one. We have never had an issue with it, so I really enjoy that one. And then number 18, what do I use at the bottom of my tanks and why did I choose it? So most of our tanks in the Guppy garage have just the black aquarium gravel you can get from Petco or PetSmart or Amazon or wherever you can get it. And just I like it because it's not a bare bottom tank, and I like the black because it really highlights the colors of fish.
Or the plants.
Or the plants.
It looks good.
It just looks a lot better. I don't like the bare bottom look I only have, I think, 3 tanks running bare bottom. The bettas and the 20 long.
And then the mutt tanks.
And then the 2 mutt tanks.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many fish in there, I need to gravel back, or suck off the stuff off the bottom, because there's no gravel in there. I need to suck off the stuff a lot more often. But in the other tanks, I've got snails and gravel and plants. And so I just like the look of the black gravel a lot more. I know it's not like the most efficient thing as far as a breeding setup goes, but I like the look of it, and I'm looking at it all the time, so I might as well like it. So.
But in my tank, we have
Eco Complete, and Blue Ball Stratum, and then we also put the biomedia bags in there full of just regular peat gravel that you can get at like Home Depot.
Yeah.
Just to save on some money there, because
that was so heavily planted that we needed more fertilizer.
Yeah, we needed more like substance in the ground. But she also has the CO2, so we don't really do any liquid fertilization, and I do liquid easy green throughout the whole garage here from Aquarium Co-op. So there's a lot of plants. I try to do plants in every tank. We've got salvinia and duckweed and guppy grass and anubias and dwarf sagittaria and loose and all sorts of stuff all over the place. So lots and lots of plants. So I think that was the last question.
Yeah. So if you don't already follow Aquatic Monkey Business, please go follow them, because they're the cutest little girls, and
they're the
asked us all these questions.
And they just did a talk at the Sacramento Aquarium Society on their tanks and everything. So hopefully someone will be putting out a video on that. And I'll actually link their channel down below too, because they're going to start a YouTube channel here soon, and I'm really excited to see that. So. But their Instagram page is incredible too. So
just 4 little girls in California.
So thank you guys for sitting with us while we answer these questions from Aquatic Monkey Business. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and have a great day.